In this video, we're going to be going over a complete flame core farm guide for New World. If you're unaware of what flame cores are, they're going to be a very important and valuable resource after the season's update. I'll make sure to link a video in the description below that explains exactly what they are, but for this video, I'm going to show you exactly where to get them. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you all of the runs that you will need to run and where all of the chests are located. A quick TLDR of the previous video, though, is that these things are going to be pretty valuable. They're going to be used for your human trophy. They're going to be used for your new heart rune gem, and you can use them to acquire some human bane and human ward gear via the flame core forge in front of the Empyrean forge. These cores are no longer bind on pickup, which means you will be able to sell them and trade them to other players, so they are going to be very valuable after the patch. A lot of people are going to be scrambling to get these pretty quickly so they can get the new heart rune and get the new trophies, so I would highly recommend you going to farm some of these out if you're wanting to make some additional coin, or if you just don't want to buy them and you want to use them yourself. There's only a couple of different methods that you can use to acquire these flame cores. That's going to be by farming the Varangian enemies or by looting chests within those particular zones. There's also going to be some other Varangian spots scattered about Eternum that we're not going to talk about in this video. You will come across some of these really small locations as you complete your season pass, but they're really not worth mentioning because there's not enough mobs there to make it worthwhile. But all in all, if you're actually trying to farm them, the locations that I'm going to show you in this video are going to be by far and away the best. Also worth mentioning is the drop rate percentage for farming Varangians versus getting these cores out of chests. The Varangian enemies have to be a higher level. They need to be level 41 plus in order to obtain these cores, and all of them have a 5% chance to drop the core. It does not matter if they are elite or normal mobs, they all have a 5% chance. The other way to get these flame cores is via chest. Every chest in these areas drop the flame cores. It does not matter if they are a supply stockpile, a supply crate, an alchemy crate, a provisioning crate. They all have a chance to drop these flame cores. There is a 15% chance to obtain the flame cores out of the regular crates. So any crate or coffer or urn, all of the smaller crates that you see around have a 15% chance to drop them. And then you have a 50% chance out of the elite chests from these areas. There's also a 50% chance to get these flame cores from the supply stockpiles, specifically in the expedition. The supply stockpiles within the actual zones only have a 15% chance, just like the other chests do. There's a few different locations that you can go to farm these. The first area is just by running the Empyrean Forge expedition. As we talked about before, the chests within inside the expedition are going to have a 50% chance to drop the cores. You'll also have a 5% chance from killing the enemies within inside, and it's going to be littered with Varangian enemies. If you're interested in a full walkthrough of that expedition, I'll make sure to link that down in the description below for you. But of course, you're going to need a 5-man group to go in there and get that done. So if you don't have a group or can't get into a group for the Empyrean Forge, there's also a lot of other options for you to get these cores. The next area is going to be just the open area in front of the Empyrean Forge. There's a few Varangian enemies there, and there's a few chests you can loot there. I would not recommend this to be a place you go and just sit there and farm for hours on end trying to get the cores, but nonetheless, it would be an area that you could quickly run through, loot the chest, kill a few of the enemies, and then progress on to a different area. And then we have the Crystal Caverns located in Eden Grove. This falls kind of into the same realm as the area in front of the Empyrean Forge. There's only 3 chests located in the Crystal Caverns. One of them is behind an elite enemy. It's not very hard to kill, but nonetheless is behind an elite enemy. So this place may be one that you want to skip over as well, unless you're just doing a complete chest run. Then we have Acadia Keep. This place is a pretty good place to go. I would highly recommend that you put this on your loop of chest runs. And if you're going to farm mobs, especially if you're going to farm them solo, or even if you're going to go farm them in a group, this is probably going to be the best place to go do that. You can group the mobs up here into fairly large groups. You can mow them down for a 5% chance to get the cores off of any of the enemies there. They are normal mobs, unlike the Attalus Foundry, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. It's an elite location, so the Acadia Keep is going to be much easier just to go farm the mobs in larger groups to try to have a chance to get the cores. And of course, Acadia Keep, as I mentioned before, does have a lot of chests within the area too, so it's a great place to add to your rotation. The last place that I wanted to talk about is called the Attalus Foundry. This is the new elite zone located in Evanscale Reach, and this place is going to be the best place in terms of just chest runs to go get cores. There's more chests within the Attalus Foundry that drop cores than any of the other locations, but bear in mind these are all elite mobs, so it can be pretty tough solo. However, at the end of the video we have a complete solo run for you if you're interested in that, or you can reference this video too if you're just trying to find the location of the chest so that you'll know where to go whenever you're doing your run with your group or solo or however you choose to do it. So those are really the 5 big locations that you'll want to go farm. You have inside of the Empyrean Forge itself, right outside of the Empyrean Forge, which I wouldn't recommend too much. It's not that great. The Crystal Caverns, again, not that great. You have Acadia Keep, which I would highly recommend. And then Attalus Foundry, which is by far and away the best place strictly for chest runs if you're trying to get your cores through that method. And I would fully imagine Attalus Foundry is going to be added to the list of world tours as well whenever these start cranking up. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. You should be able to run through there with the group. But again, we'll show you the solo route here in just a moment. But that's going to do it for the overview of the locations. What you're about to watch next is just a complete run for both Acadia Keep and the Attalus Foundry. I'm not including the Crystal Caverns or the spot right in front of the Empyrean Forge in these complete runs because the Crystal Caverns only has 3 chests. You'll see them as soon as you run in there. It's not that big of a deal. And then the place right in front of the Attalus Foundry has a few chests as well, but they're not very hard to find. It's a very easy place to do your chest run there too. But I will show you the full run for both Acadia Keep and the Attalus Foundry, so stay tuned for that if you're interested to see those runs. But that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for being here. If you like newer content, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate that as well. And as always, we stream every Monday through Friday over at twitch.tv/BDLG. I'd love to see you over there. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, enjoy these runs, and that'll do it. We'll see you in the next one.